Hamlet Act 2. Where were we? Now, Ophelia's brother going to France to study. Mm-hmm. And his father gave him a wonderful lecture to his son, right? Mm-hmm. Now, his son left. He's sending a spy to spy on his son. Mm-hmm. That means, how can we trust an old man who say one thing and do another? You remember? Be loyal to yourself so you cannot lie to anybody. Now this guy is sending his servants, go all the way from Denmark to France, follow him, spy on him, and report. That is how Polonius function. Okay, go ahead. You read and ask the question. Go ahead. Polonius.
Enter Polonius with his man Reynaldo. Give him this money and these notes, Reynaldo. I will, my lord. You shall do marvelous wisely, good Reynaldo, before you visit him, to make inquire of his behavior. My lord, I did intend it. Very well said, very well said. Look you, sir, inquire me first what dancers are in Paris, and how, and who, what means, and where they keep what company at what expense, and finding that they do know my son, and finding by this encompassment,
go around the circle him all the circumstance. Mm-hmm. Like if you ask a sophisticated question about him, I mean every small question about him, ask his friends, acquaintance.
Mm-hmm. And drift with question that they do know my son. Come you more nearer than your particular demands will touch it. Take you as twere some distance knowledge of him, and thus I know his father and his friends, and impart him. Do you mark this, Reynaldo? Aye, very well, my lord.
Reynaldo is getting annoying. Okay, you keep on talking again and again the same thing. Go.
And part of, but, you may say, not well, but if to be he I mean, he's very wild, addicted so and so. And there put on him what forgeries you please. Forgery?
Forgery, fake stuff. You pretend he do some bad thing. Forgery. 印假币也叫 forgery. Make fake signature forgery. Mm-hmm. What forgery you please, Mary? None so rank, not so bad to ruin reputation. You can say some bad things about him, but not too bad. So you can invent some bad story about him, and so people will tell you the real story.
Mm-hmm. Take heed of that. But sir, such wanton, wild, unusual
Euro mistake for the young man to do, and it's very serious stuff. It's not as if it's not serious.
Mm-hmm. As our companions noted and most known to youth and liberty. As gaming, my lord. Aye, or drinking.
Gaming is gambling. Wasting. Your dad gave him a lot of money and he gambling the money away. Yes, okay.
Mm-hmm. Aye, or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarreling, trapping. You may go so far. My lord, that would dishonor him. Faith, no, as you may season it in the charge. You must not put another scandal on him that he is open to
Inconsistency. Let me betray a friend.
Mm-hmm. That's not my meaning, but breathe his faults so quaintly that they may seem the taints of liberty, the flash and outbreak of a fury mind, a savageness in unreclaimed blood, or general assault. But, my good lord, wherefore should you do this? I, my lord, I would know that. Marry, sir, here's my drift, and I believe it is a fetch of wit. You laying these slight solies?
Soli on my son. Solies mean dirty. Make my son's reputation bad. Oh, he fight, he wasting money, he gamble, he do bad things. Okay, so Why you want to ruin my son's reputation this way? Okay. Why? Because you want to find out.
As 'twere a little soiled if the working, marquee your party in converse, him you would sound, having ever seen in the prenominate crimes. Prenominate?
Prenominate, very important crime, to find out something even worse than the bad things he mentioned.
Crimes the youth you breathe of guilty, be assured he closes with you in this consequence. Good sir, or so, or friend, or gentleman, according to the phrase or the addition of man and country. Very good, my lord. And then, sir, does he this? He does. What was I about to say? By the mass, I was about to say...
He forgot. He's old. He's saying the same thing again and again. And he lost his thought. Oh, no, he's asking. Go.
Where did I leave? At closes in the consequence, at friend, or so, and gentleman. At closes in the consequence, I, Mary, he closes thus. I know the gentleman, I saw him yesterday, or...
The other day.
The other day.
Or then, with such.
Such or such, and as you say, there was he gaming there, or took in's rouse. There's falling out at tennis, or perchance I saw him enter such a house of sale.
That's a French word. Okay. That's the main, bad women's place. Go.
Brothel?
House of a prostitution. So that is when the young men leave their father. So their father very worried about them. Why he worry about that? Why he knows so much? Oh, I don't want to say that, okay? Maybe because when he was young, he was doing the same thing, okay? So that's why he is so worried and using a spy to spy on him, especially go to Paris, a city even at that time was very famous for, young men to be wild. Go.
Your bait of falsehood takes this carp of truth. Thus do we of wisdom and of reach, with windlessness and with essays of bias.
Essay, a thought of bias, a talk of bias. Then you'll find the truth. By indirection, find direction out. By indirection, find direction out. If you want to find direction, you go around it. You spread a rumor. Maybe somebody will tell you the real things happen to him. Or else, if you ask himself, why don't you just ask himself? He will lie.
So by my former lecture and advice shall you, my son. You have me, have you not?
You have me. Do you understand me? Yes or no? That's his answer. Okay, go. My lord, I have.
God be with you. Fare you well. Good, my lord. Observe his inclination in yourself. I shall, my lord.
Don't trust gossip, okay? I sure, my lord. So now he go, and now this guy is going to torture his daughter, Ophelia. Now it's a conversation between a father with Ophelia, okay?
And let him ply his music. Ply?
Ply, study his music. And I hope he study his music like he's supposed to do. Okay.
Well, my lord, farewell. Exit Reynaldo. Enter Ophelia. How now, Ophelia, what's the matter? Oh, my lord, I have been so affrighted. Like, scared?
Scared, frightened, scared by whom? Hamlet. Hamlet is in the process of getting mad. But since he told you he's going to get mad, his mad may be fake. How fake? We don't know. Whether he's real mad or he's pretending he's mad. That's everybody's guess. Okay, go ahead.
What? With what? It's the name. Is it the name of God? My lord, as I was sewing my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered, and down
David 卷起来 to his knee down， 一直到to his
shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and
piteous in purpose.
As if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, he comes before me. Mad for thy love? My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it. What said he? He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm. Then with his other hand thus o'er his brow, he falls to such peruse,
write it down, study, reading of my face, read my face, study my face for a long time. Hey, here's the question. Is he pretending to do that? In order for Ophelia to tell his father and everybody else? Oh, he's really sad. And he's really having the melancholy and he's really mad.
That's so hard to decide though.
That's right. It's very hard to decide. And maybe when he was pretending to be mad and he became mad. Okay. Go.
As he would draw it, long stayed he so. At last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way out without his eyes, for out of doors he went without their helps, and to the last bended their light on me. Come, go with me, I will go seek the king. This is very ecstasy of love, whose violent property fordoes itself, and leads the will to desperate undertakings as oft as any passion under heaven that does afflict our natures. I am sorry. What, have you given him any hard words of late? No, my good lord, but as you did command, I did repel his fetters and deny his access to me. Fetters?
Fetters, 你看那个 fetters 是什么？锁链、脚镣 fetters. And deny his access to me. I don't want him to see me anymore.
That hath made him mad. I'm sorry that with better heed and judgment I have not quoted him. I feared he did but trifle and meant to wreck thee. But be sure my jealousy, by heaven it is as proper to our age, to cast beyond ourselves in our opinions that is as common for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which, being kept close, might move more grief to hide than hate to utter love. Come.
What that mean? What the last word means is very important. Why he want to see the king? Let's go to see the king. We got to discuss this matter, which could cause more trouble if we keep it secret than if we discuss it openly. So if I tell the king, they will be troubled, but it's their trouble. If we don't tell the king, they will think we are having a conspiracy with Hamlet. Make sense? So he wants to be on the side of the king in order not to be suspected he's working with Hamlet. Okay, go ahead. Flourish 就吹那个喇叭，哇，那个声音。Okay, ceremony. Go.
Enter King Act 2, Scene 2. Enter King Claudius and Queen Gertrude, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern in attendance. Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we did such long to see you.
Listen, who are these two people? Did I mention that to you?
Oh, yes. Are they did they betray Hamlet on the boat?
Who are they?
Friends of Hamlet?
Yeah, friends. Not only friends, they grow up together. Listen, they grow up together and they know each other very well since their childhood. So the worst betrayal is a betrayal of your so-called friend. Make sense? If they don't know you, it's okay. But they do have a kind of friendship, but the friends betrayal are even worse. But the king and the queen, the current king and the current queen were employing Hamlet's childhood friend to spy on him. Okay, so that's why Hamlet complained Denmark is a prison. Okay, what is a prison? Prison, you have no privacy. You cannot close your door. Make sense? And be yourself. Okay, I don't want these people, anybody to bother me. You cannot do that. So even though they live in a court, Hamlet think, oh, it's a prison because everywhere I go, people spy on me except Horatio. Like I can only trust this one man, and now these two so-called friends are going to be my worst enemy, worst nightmare. So.
The need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation?
Transformation.
So called it.
Transformation means change.
So called it, since nor the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. Would it should be more than his father's death, and death that thus hath put him so much forth, so much from the understanding of himself. I cannot dream of. I entreat you both that, being of so young days brought up with him, and since so neighbored to his youth and behavior, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court.
Vouchsafe, guarantee. You guarantee your rest.
To draw him on to pleasures and to gather, so much as from occasion you may glean, whether, glean?
Glean, collect. Glean flowers, glean from the field. Glean flower from the field, from the grassland. 采野花的采集的过程叫 glean， 这是收集信息、收集情报。Collect information, collect secrets.
Whether aught to us known afflicts him thus, that opened lies with our remedy. Good gentlemen, he has much talked of you, and sure I am two men there are not living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show so gentry and goodwill as to expend your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits of king's remembrance.
What's that mean? We will pay you well. Make sense? The queen's last word, okay, work for me, I will pay you well. So the last word's translation, your visitation should receive such thanks as fits king's remembrance. Oh, I'm not going to pay you small amount, I'm going to pay you a lot.
我先出去一下
啊，你忙你的。
我先出去一下，我跟丹麦嘱咐一分钟。
OK， 好。
上完课下课你休息一会儿，把这个单词背了，就跟词外知道吧？用不同的颜色，就你歌画，把你不会画然后背，知道吗？然后给我打电话。哎，好。
管得真够严的啊！还有单词要背，还有单词要背。OK， 我的作业就不少了。OK， 好，没关系，我不打扰你的事儿。OK， 你们做，以哈老师的作业为主。以哈老师的作业为主。OK。
Both your Majesty's might by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command and to entreaty. But we both obey and here give ourselves in the full bent to lay our service freely at your feet to be commanded. So they do this for money.
Right? Number one, listen. Number one, they cannot refuse. Number two, not only money, but also social position. Number one, we cannot refuse anyway. Okay. And if he be loyal to Hamlet, make sense? What can they get from Hamlet? Maybe nothing. Make sense? If they serve the king and the queen well, they will reward them not only with money, maybe a position, a high social position. Make sense? Actually, that all employment in the government, that's what they want. So it's a very logical for them to betray Hamlet. Make sense? From all the human motivation, it's only natural for these so-called friends to betray their classmates, their friends for money, social position. It's only human nature. But what is not, what is above human nature is Horatio. Make sense? So that's why a good friend is very hard to find. Very hard to find. And it's very hard to know who is your good friend. Make sense? So Hamlet is a lucky dude. Okay? But he is also very ruthless towards these two people. Eventually, he killed them all. Make sense? Okay. So think about anybody near Hamlet died except Horatio. Okay. Because he is the one who have no fault whatsoever. There's no reason for Horatio to die, but there's a good reason for Gertrude, for his two friends, because they are all guilty for a lot of things. Okay. And they know it. They know it. They all feel ashamed of themselves. Go ahead, but they do it anyway. Go, Gertrude.
Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz, and I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Go, some of you, and bring these gentlemen where Hamlet is. Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him. I, Amen, exeunt Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, escorted by attendants. Enter Polonius. The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, are joyfully returned. Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Hey, Claudius the king, flatter Polonius. That brings us to why he's a king and he's flatter his servant. My guess is he probably involved in the conspiracy of this kill the last king. Polonius. Okay. So we will do some research on that. Okay. That's why there is so much hatred between and contempt between Hamlet to Polonius. Go ahead. Have I, my lord? Oh, people flatter you. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, how pretty I am. Make sense? This is exactly like this. Tell me how pretty I am. Okay. Have I, my lord? I assure my good lead. Go. I hold my duty as I hold my soul. Go.
Host my God unto my gracious king, and I do think, or else the sprain of mine hunts nor the trail of policy so sure.
So this old boasting person, anytime I'm boasting about myself a little bit, you tell me. Okay. So because it's disgusting for old people to show off, and because why that? They have nothing to show off with. Make sense? They know they have less and less to show off. More and more vulnerable they are, they want to show off more. Okay. So this person is pathetic, pitiful. Go. And I do think, or else.
And I do think, or else the sprain of mine hunts nor the trail of policy sure, as it hath used to do, that I have founded the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. Oh, speak of that I do long to hear. Give first admittance to the ambassadors. My news shall be the fruit to that great feast. Thyself do grace to them and bring them in. Exit Polonius. He tells me, my dear Gertrude. Yeah, my dear Gertrude. Wow, it's not even been 3 months.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, found the head and source of all your son's distemper. Not my son, he said.
Of course not. He knows both of them is pretending Hamlet is their son, because Hamlet have the young Hamlet have his own personality and a very strong personality. Okay, growing up have his education, have his soul, very strong soul. Okay, they are all living in fear of Hamlet right now. Okay.
Even his mother?
Your son's distemper. And this distemper is not a good word. Insanity, I mean, he don't know how to control himself. Okay, go, Gertrude.
Well, we shall shift him. Welcome, my good friends. Say, Voltimand, what for my brother Norway? Most fair return of greetings and desires upon our first. He sent out to suppress his nephew's levies, which to him appear to be a preparation against the Polak. But, better looked into, he surely found it was against your highness. Whereat grieved, that so his sickness, age, and impotence?
Pretending to something. Fake excuses. Write down excuses. Excuses, go ahead.
What falsely born in hand sends out rests on Fortinbras, where he in brief obeys, receives his rebuke from Norway, and in fine makes vow before his uncle nevermore to give the essay of arms against your majesty. Whereon old Norway, overcome with joy, gives him 3,000 crowns in annual fee and his commission to employ these soldiers. And so levied as before against the Polak, with an entreaty, herein further shown that it might please you to give quiet pass through your dominions for this enterprise. On such regards of safety and allowance, and therein are set down, gives Claudius a document. It likes us well, and at our more considered time we'll read, answer, and think upon this business. Meantime, we thank you for your well-took labor. Go to your rest. At night we'll feast together. Most welcome home. Exeunt Voltimand and Cornelius. Wait, Claudius? If I know the backstory, from what he's saying, I would think he's a good king. Like, gosh.
That's right. If he didn't kill his brother, he conduct his business very well. So he's a very shrewd politician. Considering when his big brother is conducting the state, he was looking over the shoulder, okay, to observe his big brother's success and failure. Okay, whenever his big brother didn't do well, he was telling himself, "Oh, I can do better if only I have the chance."
So maybe if he didn't kill his brother, he might be a better king than his brother.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Okay, you never know. Okay, go ahead. If his brother died a natural death. Okay, go ahead.
But that would go to Hamlet then.
That's right. Oh, that's right. That's right. You are right. Then you have to wait for Hamlet and his older brother die first, which is very unlikely. Then he's pushing his luck. He's making them die. Okay? But in the process, he killed himself too. Go ahead.
It likes us well, and at our more considered time we'll read, answer, and think upon this business. Meantime, we thank you for your well-took labor. Go to your rest. At night we'll feast together. Most welcome home. Exeunt Voltimand and Cornelius. This business is well ended, my liege and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night night, and time is time, or nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit and tediousness the limbs and outward of flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, wouldst but nothing else be mad, but mad. Let that go. More matter with less art. Madam, I swear I use no art at all, that he is mad. 'Tis true, 'tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true, a foolish figure.
What that means? It is grammatically everything logically correct, but it is tedious. And he's making the king and queen angry right now, impatient at least. But he's still showing off his what? He's showing off his education. He's showing off. He's using academical language to talk about Hamlet's health as if it's in a debate in college. As
He
if
irritates
he's a professor.
everybody.
That's right. So the queen already said, "Shut up, be quick, tell me directly." And he's going around and round and round and round. Go ahead. Funny, pathetic.
And now remains that we find out the cause of this effect, or rather say the cause of this defect. For this effect.
Effects. He's playing with words. Effects is influence. Defect is fault. Make sense? Defect. D-E. Okay. Defect. Go ahead.
For this effect, defective comes by cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Prepend. I have a daughter, have while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience marked, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. Reads a letter. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia.
And listen, why is beautified? Oh, beautified to the heavenly idol of my soul, the most beautified. By the way, beautified sounds bad. Why beautified sounds bad? It's awful. Sounds crude. Why beautified?
Beautified.
He said, the most beautified Ophelia. Why beautified is bad word?
Is it because it sounds like she's not beautiful before, but she's turned beautiful?
No, read this one. I'm going to send this one to you. Most beautified, or you use tons of makeup. You're using tons of makeup to make yourself look pretty. The most beautified, how about, probably you use plastic surgery. 做没做过人工整容？去没去过韩国？喂，你最近去过韩国吗？
Hamlet do that on purpose? Because using his eloquence, he probably wouldn't say something like this.
That's right. Maybe Hamlet is using dark humor. Dark humor. Think about this guy is in melancholy. Beautify is wild, evil phrase. But his father is an educated person. Polonius is a very highly educated person. Go. Over-educated freak. Go.
To the celestial, my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase, but you shall hear. Thus reads the letter. In her excellent white bosom, these, etc. came
Etc. Because our father cannot talk about his own daughter's body, right? Because think about this is the father talking about a young man's letter in a purportly talk about his own daughter, okay? Etc. etc. Came this from Hamlet to her? Who interrupts? Mom. Okay, you're talking about my son is getting crazy and you're showing me the evidence. I don't want you to read anymore. But he do. So actually, Gertrude, is this not a question? This one is interruption. Don't read this anymore, stupid old man. But he's too polite to say that, right? He's a queen. The queen's supposed to be polite. Go. Good, madam. Stay away. So he interrupted the queen. Make sense? The queen interrupted him. And then he interrupted the queen to do what? Showing off. The more he talk about Hamlet crazy for his daughter, the more, because my daughter is a great. My daughter can make your son crazy. How great my daughter is. Make sense?
My daughter is
so
so
great. Showing off.
And my eloquence is so great too. And my everything is great. Yeah, my son is great. My daughter is great. So you should listen to me and I'll show my eloquence and irritate all of you every single day.
That's right. And then there, of course, the king and queen are trying to get rid of him already. Go. Though the star are fire, doubt that the sun does move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. These are very famous quote, okay?
Oh, dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not...
Numbers, remember, numbers is not 数字. It's not numbers. It's poetry rhyming scheme. The number is the rhyming scheme of poetry, maybe sonnet. I told you about sonnet before, right? 14行诗. Okay, these are the numbers. 14行诗, 3、4、1、12加上2. Okay, 3、4、1、12，四句话一段，四句话一段，四句话一段，然后两句话。Summarization.
I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best. O most best beloved of do. Thine evermore and most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him. Hamlet.
This machine, my body, this machine is the body. Because at that time, people believe, especially we talk about the new enlightenment time, stuff like that, your body is only have a certain function, like a machine. Okay?
This is an obedience hath my daughter shown me, and more above hath his solicitings.
Soliciting, 去到处去求告 courting her. Okay.
As they fell out by time, by means and place, and given to mine ear. But how hath she received his love? What do you think of me? As a man of faithful and honorable? I would fain prove so.
Showing off again. I'm a faithful servant, and I know I'm smart. I'm loyal to you than anybody else. I'm a smart statesman, and you need me. Okay.
And I know you need me. So
yeah, I know you need me. Yeah. Go.
What might you think when I have seen this hot love on the wing as I perceive?
Oh, stop. Here. What do you think I am? And the king said, I'm as a man faithful and honorable. He is forcing the king to say that.
Oh, yeah.
Donna, can you tell me how smart I am? Wow, you are, Mr. Hart, you are very smart. You are even smarter than my dog. Okay, so he's forcing the king to say that, and the king say that at the same time. He regret, oh, I lied. How can I get rid of this guy? But I need him right now. Make sense? So if everything goes smoothly, Hamlet was killed, and after 10 years, probably Polonius being sent to the other countries as ambassador, all get killed. Okay. And buried on some unknown places. Exactly like the king disposed of Hamlet. Using 2 friends, sent him to England and asked English king to kill him. Make sense? So nobody will know anything. So that is what will going to happen to Polonius. Okay. If he didn't die earlier, the king will kill him. Maybe with the consent of the queen. Why is that? Because he forced the king to say that as of a man faithful and honorable. Because when the king say that, he hate himself because he lied. Go.
I would fain prove so, but what might you think when I have seen this hot love on the wing? As I perceived it, I must tell you that before my daughter told me, what might you, or my dear majesty, queen here, think? Or I had played the desk or table book, or given my heart a winking, mute and dumb, or looked upon this love with idle sight. What might you think? No, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak.
Did I speak? I did speak. I speak. Okay. Or I spoke. Past tense. Very seriously. So he put did before and used bespeak. Go.
Lord Hamlet is a prince out of thy star. This must not be. And then I prescripts gave her that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done she took the fruits of my advice, And he, repelled, a short tale to make, fell into sadness, and then into a fast, thence to a watch, thence into a weakness, thence to a lightness, and then by this declension into the madness wherein now he raised, and all we mourn for. Well, Hamlet isn't crazy, well, at least not most part, because of Ophelia. It's of his idol, his father.
That's right. And his disappointment with his mother. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And sometimes he confused Ophelia with Gertrude. Makes sense? Okay. The two merge into one sometimes. End up of his hatred of women in general. His hatred and distrust of women in general. That's why later on he's so rude to Ophelia. Because he have no good reason. He have some reason to be rude to Ophelia, but not that extreme. Make sense? Because later on we'll talk about he know Ophelia being used by his father, her father, the king and the queen to spy on him. But that's not good enough reason to be that rude.
He's just actually misogynistic.
That's right. That's right. Go.
And he, repelled, a short tale to make, fell into sadness, then into a fast, thence to a watch, thence into a weakness, thence to a lightness, and by this declension into the madness wherein now he raves, all we mourn for. To Gertrude, do you think this? It may be very like. Hath there been such a time, I would fain know that I have positively said 'tis so.
How do you comment on this? How do you comment on this? He's looking for death. He's getting so pathetic and stupid. That was Shakespeare is making laughing of this guy. Have there been even a time I had really like to know when I have definitely said something was true and it turned out not to be true? That means I'm always right.
Ego.
How dare you? Do you have a common sense? When you serve a king, you don't tell the king that the king is right and you are wrong. You are saying that I'm always right. There's not even one time I'm wrong. Do you agree with me? He's asking the king. I'm always right, right? Do you agree with me? I never been wrong. And the king said again,
not that I know.
Not that I know. I know no time that you are wrong. So the king are getting really angry right now. Make sense? Really angry.
I mean, not even Claudius, any king would be.
Yeah, but the king right now need him, so he didn't kill him. And he's in the know. He know the conspiracy. And the king cannot trust anybody else, so he's trusting him. Go ahead. Now he's swearing.
Points to his head and shoulder. Take this from this if this be otherwise. What?
Please kill me if I was wrong. Chop my head off if I'm wrong. How dare you say that? Yeah. Because the king is very easy for king and queen to find you are wrong. They just need to say that you are wrong, then you are wrong. Then you will really get killed. So this guy is dying. He cannot survive in any court, either in Denmark,
or
in Europe, in France, or China, Turkey. In any monarchy system, you cannot survive when you talk to the king like that.
Especially in China.
I don't know. In Chinese history, no, you can never say that to a king. Okay, you died a lot faster. Go.
We will try.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby. So he does indeed. At such time I lose my daughter to him, to Claudius. But you and I behind and
I will lose my daughter. I will send my daughter. Lose something. Lose my dog. See, like lose my dog. So like Shakespeare said that in Julius Caesar, let lose the dog of war. So I will lose my daughter, as if your daughter is just a puppy, not an individual. Okay, go ahead.
Be you and I behind in Arras? Then mark the encounter. If ye love her not, and not be not from his reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant for a state, but keep a farm in Carter's. We will try it. Enter Hamlet, reading on a book. But look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading. Away, I do beseech you, both away. I'll board him presently. Oh, give me leave. Exeunt Claudius and Gertrude. How does my good Lord Hamlet? Well, good a mercy. Do you know me, my lord?
The
Excellent.
following, I need you to remember them because it's very sarcastic, smart, full of wit and humorous, extremely humorous, and very philosophical too.
Excellent. Well, you're a fish.
You are a fishmonger. You are the guy who sells fish, and so you are fishy. You are suspicious. You smells bad, and you are fishy. Me, you are suspicious.
Wow, that's incredibly smart. That's like
you are fishmonger.
And
not I, my lord.
Not I, my lord. Then I would do were so honest a man. Honest, my lord? Aye, sir, to be honest, how this world goes is to be one man picked out of 10,000. It's very true, my lord. For if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a good kissing carrion, have you a daughter?
Since if the sun breed maggot, 你知道 maggot 蛆长的蛆在什么地方长呢？在死肉里边长出来。So if the sun breed maggots on a dead dog kissing the corpse, carrion 是死尸。By the way, do you have a daughter? You talk about maggots, and then you talk about the daughter, and talk about your daughter having baby, as if the dead body have maggots. Think about the image. Human beings are useless like maggots. Make sense? Okay. So that's why, seriously, he's very pessimistic about the whole humanity. Okay. So Hamlet is thinking about the whole humanity. Okay. So this guy maybe really, he's not mad. Maybe he's mad or partially mad, but he's really in the deep of philosophical melancholy. Cool.
Let her not walk at the sun. Conception is a blessing, but as your daughter may conceive, friend, look to't. Aside, how say you by that? Still harping on my daughter, yet he knew not me at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone, and truly in my youth I suffered much extremity for love. Very near this. I'll speak to him again. To Hamlet. What do you read, my lord? Words, words, words. Ah. What is the matter, my lord? Between who? I mean the matter that you read, my lord. Slander, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hams, all which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honestly to have it thus set down. For yourself, sir, should be old as I am, if like a crab you could go backward. Beside, though this be madness, yet there is method in it. To Hamlet, will you walk out of the air, my lord, into my grave? Indeed, that is out of the air aside. How pregnant sometimes his replies are, a happiness that often madness hits on, which reason and sanity could not so properly be delivered up. I will leave him and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between him and my daughter, to Hamlet. My honourable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you. You cannot, sir, take me from anything that I will more willingly part withal, except my life, except my life, except my life. You cannot, fare you well, my lord. Aside, these tedious old fools. Enter Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Now the change from the old boring man to two young, high spirit
But
classmates who he know immediately coming to spy on him. Hamlet is such a smart guy. He know anybody who come at this time was sent by the king and the queen to spy on him. Okay.
that's why he would hate his mother more.
That's right. That's right.
His mother was part of the people
Conspiracy.
who made
Yeah,
Denmark.
his mom is part of the mechanism to enslave him right now. Okay. Okay. Read this part. This part is very important. Stop and ask me a question because they use a lot of young people's play for word. Go.
You go to seek the Lord Hamlet. There he is. God save you, sir. Exit Polonius. My honored lord, my most dear lord, my excellent good friends, how dost thou, Guildenstern? Ah, Rosencrantz, good lads, how do you both? As the indifferent children of the earth, happy in that.
We'll ask everybody. We are okay. Go.
Happy in that we are not over happy. On fortune's cap, we are not the very button, nor the soles of her shoes.
脚趾头，脚趾头又没在头上，又没在脚趾头上。Okay.
Neither, my lord. Then you live about her waist on the middle of her favors? Faith, her private suite. Huh?
What they are talking about a very dirty word between boys. About the girls. Make sense? Because Fortune is a Greek goddess, female. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when the boys, how old are they? 20-something? Okay, unmarried. So that they're talking dirty to have fun. Okay.
Faith, private. In the secret parts of Fortune? Oh, most true, she is the strumpet. What news? None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest. Then is doomsday near, but your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of Fortune that she sends you to prison hither? Prison, my lord? Denmark's a prison.
See, remember, these are very important words, and you need to remember in what time Hamlet said that. Denmark is a prison. Now they're talking philosophy right now, okay? Denmark, prison, my lord? Denmark is a prison. Then the word one. Then I guess the whole world is a prison. Philosophically. Go.
A goodly one in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons, Denmark's being one of the worst. We thought so, my lord. Well, why then, 'tis none to you, for there's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me it is a prison. Why then your ambition makes it one. 'Tis too narrow for your mind. Oh God, I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space, were not that I have bad dreams.
Stop. I actually want you to remember every word in this sentence. Oh God, I could be bounded in a nutshell, in a very small space, and count myself a king of infinite space. For example, infinity, you have infinity in a very small thing, any small thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but the whole world, the big and small are so relative.
Mm-hmm.
But it's amazing Hamlet know that through so-called Shakespeare. And this image only after Einstein's theory of relativity do we understand a little bit. Make sense? Think about this book is 450 years ago. And Shakespeare, no. Einstein's theory is only 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago. I could be bound in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space. Or it's not that I have bad dreams. Go ahead.
Truly, and I hold the ambition of so airy and a dream itself but a shadow. Truly, and I hold the ambitions of so airy and lighted quality that is but shadow's shadow. There are beggars' bodies, and our monarchs to outstretched heroes, the beggars' shadows. Shall we to the court? For by my fay I cannot reason. Fay?
Did you jump? Truly, and I hold conviction so airy and light a quantity. Okay. Oh, you read that, right? Where were you?
Hamlet, here. Yes.
Yeah. You read and ask me, or I will read. No such matter. I will not sort you with the rest of my servants. I don't treat you, categorize you guys as my servants. Because Hamlet have many servants. He's a prince. I'm a mostly dreadful attendant. My servants are terrible, so I don't treat you guys as servants. Because you guys are not terrible. But in the beaten way of friendship, because we have a beaten way of friendship, we are old friend, long time friend. We work many roles together. That's called beaten way of friendship. What make you as know? Why you come here? So Hamlet was just finish introduction. Immediately say, hey, are you coming to spy on me? To visit you, my lord, no other occasion, no other reason. Beggar that I am. I'm not rich, okay? I don't have my kingdom. My uncle steal it, so I'm nothing. Okay, that's why he said that. Beggar that I am. I'm even poor in thanks. I have nothing to thank you. But I thank you. Even though I cannot thank you, I thank you. Because I cannot give you money, a lot of money. I cannot give you a position. I can't give you 1,000 acres of land. Dear friend, my thanks are 2 dear and a halfpenny. Okay. So you are coming to be my friend. Don't what's that thing? Were you not sent for? So I know as a common human being, as an average human being, you guys are not coming here for me. You guys are coming here to get something from somebody else, my uncle. That's how smart Hamlet is. Okay? Because I'm a poor, I have no position. I cannot give you anything. You guys, I know you. Don't play with me. I'm not that stupid. I'm stupid. I may be stupid, but I'm not that stupid. So I tell you directly, it's your own inclining. Do you really want to come here? Come. Deal justly with me. Come. Nay, speak. Tell me, why you come here? That's what he's talking about. Make sense? Go.
What should we say, my lord? Why, anything but to the purpose you were sent for. And there's a kind of confession in your looks which your modesty have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you. To what end, my lord?
That's a stupid question, right? To what end? Yeah. And Hamlet admits that you must teach me. Why you come here? How do you spy on me? Only you know. I don't know. I'm not a snitch. You are. You guys, you are the snitch. And how do you snatch me? How do you betray me? You know better than me. You tell me. Okay, let's stop here. It's too late. And And this is a long day for both of us, and you have my homework and your mom's homework, right? So keep on reading Hamlet. We are in Act 2. We are scene what? Scene 2, right?
Uh-huh.
So finish as much as possible, but not over Act 2, okay? Don't do too much, or else you will have problem, because some of the words I even want you to remember them. How about these questions I sent you, the AP English essay question on Hamlet? Did you take a look a little bit already?
Yes.
Okay. We'll discuss later when we almost finish the play, okay? Okay, see you later. The Friday, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Friday. See you on Friday. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.